Yo, what is up everybody? Prime Dice here again with another video, and yes, like I said, we are continuing this series, okay? Again, if you've been liking so far what you've been watching when it comes to big hero content, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps out the channel a lot, and make sure to subscribe as well so you don't miss out on more amazing content, okay? With this build guide, as you guys can see in the title, it is going to be an extort build, and this one is the triple extort build, okay? What does it do? How does it work? Why is it so damn powerful? And why you need to have people in your friends list or in a guild that they have an extort build, okay? Especially if you're pushing like crazy in raids. Me personally, I still don't have an extort build. I'm working on my witch. It's been a hot minute since I actually have played, but this guide is going to be a little bit more lengthy, just because in the past I have not talked about where to get Evolvium, where to get Harvester, and all that stuff, etc., so on and so forth. So I'm going to be going over that first, where to get the gear and etc., and then how you need to have it set it up and all that stuff, so on and so forth, okay? So enough yapping. Like some of my peeps says, you know, it's like, well, what is Prime yapping about? And here I go again, yapping again, you know. But hey, I'm done, okay? I'm done. So let's get into this. I have my notes, I have everything. So okay, so there are two places where you can get an extort build, okay? And these come from two sets. One is going to be in tier 13, okay, on world boss. Yes, I know, right? Tier 13, and you need to up tier it all the way to tier 21. The grind is real, but the benefits is there, okay? It is really worth it to do it. You can either use this one, the Flame Warden over here from the Ignited Abyss tier 13, okay? You only need the body and the head. Or you can go into Trial and Gauntlet in tier 16, and you can get the Sigbjorn teeth, okay? I mean the Sigbjorn's teeth, the Sigbjorn skin, that is the body, or in the Sigbjorn head, that it is the head, right? So obviously the description on both extorts is different, because this one just says extort and that's it, you know. I'm assuming because since there's one already in tier 13, it already tells you what happens, and for this one you don't have space to actually put that thing in there as well, you know, all the description. But it does the same thing, okay? Let's go over what extort actually does, okay? So extort, what it does, deals X amount of damage to the closest enemy and gain that amount as shield when you enter a battle. So as soon as you enter the battle, you're going to apply extort. You're going to get shield, you're going to hit the enemy team for some damage and whatever, and that's it, right? So that's why they call it triple extort, because what happens if you have three things that actually, well, two other things that actually do the same thing? So you're going to be hitting 3 times whenever you start the battle, and you're going to be over shielding or whatever, you know, because there's so much shield that you can actually get, okay? So that's how you get the Flame Warden and all that stuff. So Evolvium though, you need to get the reduced head, which is obtained by clearing zone 13 d4, and then a total of 15 mythics, okay? So tier 14 mythics. So it will be in a 5 from raid, 5 from world boss, and 5 from TG and gauntlet, okay? So you need a total of 15 of those. You need to clear the Evolvium d4 in order for you to get the material that you actually need, okay? That it is the reduced head. So whenever you clear this dungeon and whatever, this is where you get the reduced head and whatever. And there's a ton of guides on how to clear all these dungeons and whatever. I'm not going to go over them. So this is how you actually get Evolvium when it comes to this. So for Harvester is in tier 8. That's where I was earlier. This one is in Kambura. This one's going to be easier. It's in Kambura. This one is a D3. It's not a D4. It's a D3. Whenever you clear Grimbora, it will give you the Bitrium, and after you get that, then you need to craft another material that is called Rothgar. Okay, this material you will not see it if you don't see one of the materials that you need to craft an ancient or whatever. It means that you don't have at least one mythic or at least one of the materials when you melt the mythic in order to actually see that specific item. Okay, and for harvester, you need a total of 20 mythics. Okay, and 5 of them is going to be from raid, 5 from trial and gauntlet, 5 from Orlag world boss, and 5 from Nether world boss. Okay, yeah, 20 mythics for a damn tier 8 ancient. It's crazy. Okay, and if that is enough, in order for you to get the supercharged harvester, you need to up tier your harvester from tier 8 all the way to tier 21. Okay, so if you're bored and you don't know what to do, you have homework to do. Okay, so you need to get that one all the way to tier 21, and then you need to get the unstable Vitridium. I think that's how you pronounce it. And in order for you to get the unstable Vitridium, you actually need to come over here into world boss, the new world boss that actually got released. You need to do tier 21, and you will see that there's an ancient difficulty. Okay, oh, okay, let's say that you cleared all these d4s and whatever, and you don't see that you got your item. Okay, with it wasn't a recent change. I think this was like 2 years ago. You need to go into your milestones, and when you go into your milestones, you will see that you can actually get it, and the chest will be here, and then you just get the chest, and it will give you the material that you're looking for your ancient. Okay, just making sure that I'm not missing out on anything when it comes to this. Okay, so that's how it goes whenever it comes to the pieces. Okay, like how to get all the pieces and everything, etc. Okay, so first I'm going to go over the 2 setups that we have on GVG. Okay, there's going to be build 1 and build 2. They're almost the same. The only thing that changes is the meta rune. So I'm just going to explain this once, and then just explain the meta rune and the next picture and whatever. Okay, so you're supposed to be seeing the picture right now up above. Okay, so obviously I'm not going to show you my character because I don't have like most of these pieces or whatever, so just bear with me and just look at the picture on top. Okay, so you will want to have your supercharged harvester set to freeze. Your weedy, you want to have it on the 2 piece. Okay, why? Because remember that for both of the sets that does extort, it's only the 2 pieces that you actually need. So you will have weedy that will give you extort, you have your set piece that will give you extort, and then your evolvium, you need to have evolvium set to extort as well. So whenever you have all those 3 pieces, guess what? Now you have the triple extort. So whenever you enter the battle, guess what? Now you have your 2 set piece proccing extort, you will have your witty proccing extort, and then you will have your evolvium proccing extort. Why are we setting our supercharged harvester over to freeze? Because if we're doing GVG, and let's say that you don't kill everybody, because guess what, the next video that you're going to be seeing is a counter for extort builds. If you leave people alive, you need to be able to stop them, right? So freeze, what it does whenever it procs and it stacks, it will freeze the enemy and they will lose a turn. Okay, so that helps out really good to stop the enemy from attacking and whatever, etc. You know, so that will help you out when it comes to GVG and whatever. For the pet, so for the accessory that you need, the accessory that you need is Fobbit. Obviously you will have 30% critical hit chance, and you will also have the 70% critical damage. This does so much damage that I would just blow your mind. If they survive it, then your RNG is like mine, it's just trash, and it is what it is, right? And then obviously like the 50% of overkill projectile damage ricochets. Okay, so whatever overkill you do, it will ricochet over to the other enemies that are alive and whatever. And it just, imagine having a full team of having this build with Fobbit and everything, you know, you just obliterate everybody. Okay. And for your pet, for your pet on this one, you will want, I went into the offense, onto the defensive. So you want sword deck. And sword deck, whenever you hit an enemy, okay? Why? Because sword deck will attack the strongest enemy whenever you hit an enemy, okay? So and this does a really good amount of damage, so you cannot go wrong with this one. So that way, whenever you hitting your extorts, you're hitting an enemy. If you're doing that 3 times, you have more chance for your pet to actually proc as well. And obviously you will have Clover on, which by this point you are already supposed to know what Clover does, right? And obviously for your mount, you want to have Drakus. This is just for you to have more attack on yourself, okay? And the runes, let's go over the runes real quick. Obviously Bonic, Othel, those are like, most of the time those are the ones that you're actually going to be using. So every time you hit an enemy, you have X% chance to reduce the enemy health by 6%, okay? And the Othel, what it does is that while at full health, gain 10% in power. Okay, for your melee runes, you want all your runes to be in power as well, because remember, you want to be hitting as hard as possible, so that way you kill everybody and they don't stay alive. Obviously for your enchant as well, you want all your enchants to be in power as well. So because again, whenever you're hitting, you want to be hitting hard. And for your meta rune, you want bird throw. That bird throw is this one. While above 75% health, gain 15% more damage. As long as your health remains above 75%, you will always have 15% more damage, okay? And this is more, I feel that this is more for whenever the enemy stays alive and whatever. That way you have that 15% more damage stacking up and whatever, etc., you know. So that way, because remember, evolving, it gives you 10% vampirism, so it will help you stay alive as well, so you're not dying as quickly. But you will see that even in having this setup or whatever, you still may die, you know, and it is what it is, you know. It's because nothing is perfect when it comes to the builds and whatever, because everything is based off RNG. If Clover procs, if all your other stuff procs, if your pet procs and everything, you know, and depending on what build the enemy team has as well. Okay, remember, we're talking about GVG right here, okay, that is guild versus guild, okay. And the only thing that changes from this picture, like from this build, that this is the setup 1 to the next build, is the Nox rune. So instead of having bird throw on, you will have Nox. The thing with Nox, yes, it does 30% increased damage, but it's your first attack on an opponent. So whenever you attack first, right, whenever your extort procs and whatever, etc., 30% increased damage, perfect. And then from there, you don't have it no more. Okay, some people say that bird throw is way better. Some other people say that Nox is way better. Just use either or, whatever works best for you, and whatever you think that works best for you, hey, you use it. To me, in my opinion, I will not, like, both of the runes are really good, but I prefer to have that 15% more damage just there, assuming that my health stays above 75% health, right? Because again, if I lose the threshold and my health goes below 75%, guess what? I don't have 15% more damage no more, you know. So just use what you believe actually works for you, and that's it, okay? And obviously same setup as the one before, you know. The only thing that changes is the meta rune. So the next build that you're going to be looking at right now is going to be the build that people uses for raids, okay? Bro, like, let me tell you something. Whenever I started using, so I used to just run like a group of team or whatever, you know. I didn't have too many players that had extort on my team. I began to add a lot of people, you know. Zombie Slayer is one of them, and then we got Jarvis and some other people that they have the extort build. My raid time, like, if I was taking, let's say, 3 minutes per raid, I really, like, it went down like to a minute in order for me to clear a raid on a PC. on a PC, okay, because I'm on my phone, it's a whole different story, you know, because we all know that that the game lags like crazy on the phone, okay. But on PC, like the clear time for raids, it went hella quicker, okay. And the only thing that is changing from here, I mean, you're going to keep you are going to keep your Nox rune, you're going to keep everything the same except for your pet and the supercharge harvester, okay. Instead of having the supercharge harvester set to freeze, you're gonna have it set to combust, okay, because obviously combust will begin to combust everybody and it will hit everybody, and you know how combust works, right? I mean, again, these are end game builds, so you're supposed to know what all these things does and all that stuff. Now that I think about it, I don't even know why I even explain how to get evolving and all that stuff when you're supposed to know it. But hey, whatever, that's what I thought that I needed to do, and I did it, okay. So so anyway, so you're going to have your supercharged harvester set to combust, and then obviously you're going to have your pet. The pet that you're going to have is going to be Drofo, and Drofo, you're going to have it as per turn, okay. Even though you're not going to be as quick, but whenever you take a turn using your extort, you will be attacking the enemy team, okay. So assuming that your pet procs, you're going to be attacking the enemy team plus the extorts. Like you will see that if you don't have nobody in your team with extort builds, whenever you get it, you will see the difference and you will understand. It's like, damn, like this is crazy. I've been missing out a lot when it comes to grinding raids, you know. This will open up the possibility for you to grind raids in a whole different way, okay. But yeah, because again, everything else stays the same, you know, from the setup number 2 over to this setup. Obviously, you change your pet, you change the main hand, the supercharged harvester from freeze to combust, and then you change your pet over to Drofo, and that's it, you know. So trust me, having those triple extort will actually help you out a lot, and it is a time saver when it comes to it, you know. So this one I won't say that it's pretty self-explanatory, you know, but it is a really strong build. It is a really nice build that you can use overall, at least in GVG and raid. Again, if I missed anything when it comes to the build or whatever, make sure to leave a comment down below. Make sure to let me know so I can pin your comment, you know. Try to be as thorough as possible, because I can only pin one comment, you know. So if you see that I missed anything, just let me know below. Again, if you like the video and whatever, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more amazing content. And with that being said, everybody, have an amazing day, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace out.